Hello and welcome back to my workbench. It is time once again to try to fix something. And today on the workbench, I'm taking a look at another PS5 main board sent in by Dr. Cryogenic. This is board number 2, I think is what we're calling it. It's another EDM-031 that apparently does not turn on or turns on and off or something like that. And he had some codes that were in the stored in the Southbridge. I think those have been cleared. But I have looked around the board under the microscope, have seen a few knocked off capacitors. Nothing in a critical area, I don't think. Like there's one knocked off right over in here next to, this is some of the USB interface, a differential pair capacitor knocked off, and there's one on the Ethernet port knocked off, but that should not hurt us right now. The first thing I'd like to do is take a look at the current draw of this board when we give it 12 volts. When we apply 12 volts, how much current does it draw? To kind of give us a clue what's going on with it. So let's do that. 28 milliamps, and we kind of hang there. That's similar to what the last board did that I worked on for Dr. Cryogenic. That's dead. That looks like corrupt firmware again, just like on the last board. I've looked at this chip. It has not been removed, so I think that's original. I think the Southbridge is original. So I think what I would like to start is by removing this chip, and let's check the contents of it. I bet we're going to find massive corruption. So I'm going to do that right now. Well, I have dumped the contents of the NOR IC, and it does appear to be corruption again, just like the last one. So yeah, lots of corruption. MAC address is wiped out. It's almost like it's been done intentionally, but I don't know. The chip had not been removed. Of course, it could have been done with it on the board. But yeah, we got to fix this first because I do have a working firmware I can put in there. So let's try that and see if it makes any difference. Well, our firmware IC has been reinstalled. We're ready to give this some power and just to see if it does anything that looks a little bit more normal. So I'm going to give it 12 volts. Yes, 300 milliamps, then come back down. Oh, we're hanging there a long time. That's not good. That could be a problem. Try that again. It did hang there for quite a bit longer than it should have. Yeah, that still looks like a problem. Not sure what, but that still looks like a problem. It's like the Southbridge is trying to talk to something and not getting a response in a timely manner. I don't know what, but something. Maybe we should put this on the chassis. Let's just see what it does, but I got a feeling she's not going to turn on. Well, the board is slipped back into a test chassis here, and I'm ready to give it some power. Power supply started. I have not bothered to put a clamp on it. I got a feeling this is just going to be a beep on off. That's what I think is going to happen. So, but I'll be happily surprised if it stays on. But let's see what she does. Maybe you can see the light. I didn't even see there was no light. That's odd. Oh, kill the voltage. I didn't see a light even for a moment. That's new. Ribbon is connected. I know these lights do work. Okay. Try this again, shall we? Huh. Just a beep. So what are we missing? I have not looked for shorts. All I've done is I've gone around the board. I did find a missing resistor somewhere. I think it's in this area on the other side of the board. Yeah, somewhere in that area. I'm not sure how important that is. Maybe it's very important. I don't know. I have not looked for shorts. I did check the fuses, and all the fuses seem to check fine. So maybe it's time I look for shorts and or look at that resistor that's missing on the other side of this board. Okay, let's get the board back out. Well, it has been about a month, a little over a month since I have looked at this board, this second board from Dr. Cryogenic. Work has just not allowed me to have much fun on the side like I normally would. I'd be working on these consoles, but I am finding some time now and circling back. And I decided to start off with reading the error codes out of this board. Sounds like a good place to start, and I will show you now what it has, the codes that have been discovered. So possibly a short somewhere. Well, we kind of figured that. Not sure about the Southbridge I2C error. That's a new one for me. But you can see those errors repeating. So, yeah. Hopefully we just have a short we can find. Hopefully that's all it is. And we can move on with our lives. But, all right. Now I'm ready to take this board out of this chassis and see if we can find that short. All right. So I have been looking around this board. Didn't really find any shorts. Actually, not this board. This board is a parts board that I had here. It has a shorted APU. If I can get that out of the way. But the Southbridge and that kind of stuff still works. So it's good for looking at, initialization problems, which is what I'm looking at. So here's the other board off to the side. And we'll get to that in just a second. I want to go over some things that are happening on this board that are not working on that board. Like part of this, what I call the initialization, the Southbridge talks to several things. It talks to the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. It turns on the SSD controller and that for a few moments. It also talks to the HDMI encoder IC right here. And one of the things it has to do is enable a 1.8 volt rail. And I'll show you on this board that happening. Turn this off. And let me get my microscope so you can see where I am measuring here, hopefully. That was part of my plan. Right here. Let me get this in the picture. Lots of reflections. So if I connect 12 volts to this board right now and turn on my meter, wake up meter, it's time to work. If I apply 12 volts, you see 1.8 volts on that capacitor right there at the corner, as it should be. And if I measure right here, this is pin, let's see, 60. Let me move the board just a little. Yeah. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Pin 65 of the HDMI encoder. Yeah, you'll see a clock signal. See that right over here on the scope? There's a 25 megahertz clock that comes from the Southbridge. Now, we'll go check this other board, and we're not going to have either one of those two things. Let me turn this off. And let's switch to this other board, the one we're working on. Get you out of the way. And slip you in there the right way around. And we'll look at that same location right there. Connect my leads. Okay. And if I give it 12 volts, I'm going to get my meter on this capacitor right here on the corner. Just about getting out of the picture, aren't I? Let's give it 12 volts. No voltage. We're drawing 300 milliamps on the supply there. So it's trying to start up. But it never enables the 1.8 for the HDMI encoder. And as well. If we hook our scope probe up and look at pin, what is it, 65? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 65 right there on that test pad. You see no clock, no 25 megahertz system clock. I'll turn the power off, back on. So you're drawing 300 milliamps. It's going through the motions. There's no clock. And I can tell you that clock right there comes from over here out of the Southbridge. There's our Southbridge. And here is the 25 megahertz clock, that's running to the Southbridge. You can see it right there. It is running internally. But the Southbridge never puts it back out, which it should come out right there, I believe, on that resistor. And it never happens. So I'll cycle the power on it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't do it even for a moment. No, it never tries. So it's failing to initialize the HDMI encoder IC. And there's not a whole lot else involved in it. I don't see any missing components around that Southbridge. I don't see any reason it should not be in enabling the encoder. So my best guess right now is that this Southbridge is bad, which may also be why the firmware in the NOR was corrupted, because the Southbridge is not well. That's my opinion at the moment. So let's get set up. It is just a 61 GG, fortunately, so nothing hard to come by. We'll swap it out. Let's just see if that gets gets it to enabling the HDMI encoder IC anyway. Well, our Southbridge has been changed. Here's the old one. And this was not a new one. This was it was in a drawer I had, and it wasn't marked as bad. I'm sure I pulled it off a board, so I'm hoping it's a good one. I really don't know. Let's see what kind of current draw we get at this point. It's had plenty of time to cool down. Got our polarity right. Let's give it, let me get that cord out of the way. Give it 12 volts and see what happens. 300 milliamps and come back down. That looked quicker. That looked like it didn't hesitate and hang at the 300 milliamp point. Do we have that 25 megahertz clock over here? Let's check the scope. Let me get on the right point. Is it there? No, we don't. We do not. I can't remember if it's there all the time though, or just when it's initializing. Let me cycle the power. Turn it back on. Do we get it? No. No, we don't. So have we done any good or not? What about that 1.8 rail? Right about there. No. No, we do not. What is going on with this board? No 1.8. No 25 megahertz oscillator. What is going on? All right, so where are we on this board? Well, we're working. I decided, you can see over there, I decided to go ahead and try this board in a chassis. Even though I didn't think it was going to work, I thought I would try it because the current draw on the power supply looked normal. It wasn't hanging at 300 milliamps for an extended period of time. It looked normal, so I thought I'll try it. I'll submit the chassis and I'll try it, and it booted right up first time. So I can only assume that the board I was comparing to was not a good board to compare to. That was this one. So I don't know. Apparently that 25 megahertz is not there at all times. It's not there until it turns it on, and the 1.8 must not be there all the time either. But because I compared it to another board, this one over here, which is a 32, and it acted, like this board, which made me think, okay, maybe this board's working. So apparently I was misled by comparing to a board that is apparently not good to compare to. So yeah, but we are working. Board number 2 is working. She seems to be just fine. Just so we had just had a bad Southbridge, and yeah, it was one of those weird ones, giving weird, strange symptoms. But yeah, Southbridges just die in strange and wonderful ways. Well, anyway, I hope you liked that one. I thought it was somewhat interesting, educational, entertaining, any of the above. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in that very next repair. Bye for now.